Hello. Let me show you Osher. Osher, you gonna look up at these people? Gonna look at them? Say hi. So anyhow, we're not driving. We're just sitting. I'm at the park. For those of you who knew I was getting a haircut today, it didn't happen. She had an emergency, so I'm still with my hair. I wanted to make contact because of on Osher's account. I've already done one on my account. I like to talk. But anyhow, on Osher's account, because I like sharing about Osher from a little different perspective than a lot of the service dog accounts that I see do. I think I like to come from the more emotional side of things, and I like to share the realities, because I think a lot of times the service dog thing gets romanticized a little bit. I remember looking at different things, and the videos put out against the reality can be quite tremendous. So I posted yesterday about he and I being at a lady's house and us praying with her, and how he did so good. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Make it shake and shimmer. Okay, so he did really good at this lady's house. I was extremely proud of him. But I do know it's taken work. Those things don't just happen. He does have a natural instinct. I cannot take that away from him. But it's also been doing the work of the school. I'm serious. If you have not tried the training your own full potential service dog school, not just the book, but the school, you are missing a huge chunk. Now, a lot of times when you talk about schools and programs and things of that nature, you're talking about some money. One of the things I really appreciate about this group is the fact that they know that a lot of us don't have the money. So they do scholarships and things of that nature to help cover that. But they also do these huge discounts too. And I am here to tell you, I am just personally, I am blown away, because I've fiddled around with training other dogs. Two in particular really come to mind. One is Kessid. He was a Anatolian Shepherd, Great Pyrenees, and Gabar. He was a Swedish Moosehound. There's not very many in the United States. And then I have Osher, the standard poodle. And if you're wondering what I'm looking at the park and the traffic going by. Looking at this is hard for me to do. I see myself. I don't see you. So it gets a little weird. But anyhow, Osher is, I've said this before in a previous video, I feel like I'm in training. I'm in training. I like the way they say full potential human, but I like to say I'm in training to learn who I am, and to learn the parts of me that I think got nearly killed out from abuse. The situation I'm in now is still pretty abusive, and it's my children. And hopefully in this next month I'm going to get to move, which is a huge blessing. But it's also very scary, because I've never lived on my own. I'll be 55 years old at the end of this month, and I've never lived on my own. I don't know how that's going to be. I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. So, if you pray, mention me in your prayers. But I did say a prayer that before I got a place to live, I would have Osher. I would have a service dog. I never listed how trained I wanted him to be, but I can tell you, I'm terrified of moving, but the last day or so has also showed me there's a maturity coming with Osher. He's 4.5 months old now. There's a maturity coming with him. He's picking up on things. The way he responded yesterday was huge. So it always brings me back to, would it be like this if I wasn't in the school? I don't think it would. I think that I could have read the book and I could have done my best. And I'll tell you why. A lady and a man that I call Mom and Dad bought me another Sullivan. It's a man. Sullivan's training thing for Gabar. And I followed his videos. I followed what he had to say and everything. And it just wasn't working that easily. And it really was a struggle to do it. The techniques and all that you were supposed to, there was just a lot of effort into it that I felt like I wasn't accomplishing. I felt like I wasn't understanding everything he wanted me to do also. But what I've been doing is so easy. It's so easy. If anybody tells you that training your own dog is hard, honey, it's not. It takes some effort. It takes some patience. I hide my face because sometimes I struggle in that department. It takes the commitment, but it's not hard. And one of the beauties about this is you're not doing hours long of training to make a dog how you want them to be. You're doing a little bit of training here and there. 2 minutes or so. I never get to 2 minutes. I always go over 2 minutes or so about every hour. Sometimes I don't get it every hour, but I try every hour. And in that time, you're focusing on one thing, not 2 or 3 things, but one thing. You're not trying to focus on 14 different things in 3 hours. So it's short sessions. Think about this. It's short sessions, repeated sessions, made into fun. He's getting rewarded, and he's thinking for himself. You're not having to do all the thinking for him. I got to plug up, which is what happens with a lot of the training programs. Is you're not teaching the dog to think. You're teaching the dog to do. It is amazing to me to see the difference in teaching Osher to think versus teaching Kessid and Gabar to do. The other Sullivan program was teaching the dog to do. Not think, but to do. He had some ideas I thought were good when I heard them, but executing them, it was not teaching the dog to think and make a decision that was good. It was teaching the dog to do. This dog's 4.5 months old. I'm already taking him out into public. He has gone in public since the day I got him. This is not something that I was told to do. This is something I've done. I was told to do umbilical training or tether training, which we are doing, which is he's attached to me at all times. And there are times he's not. Like he doesn't go in the shower with me. And once in a while I'll take it off because I need a break. Because I get to hurting from the fibromyalgia and stuff. But he's still very close to me when I do that. Well, this dog is learning to stay close to me. This dog is picking up on things. He did a session of deep pressure therapy without me even asking him to. And I'm going, oh, my dog's tasking, and I've not asked him to. There's been other things I didn't ask him to do that he's picked up. He's 4.5 months old. Okay? And Osher had a little rough start when he first was born. When I first had him, he had some things going on that we had to fix, so he's a little on the small side. He probably will stay somewhat on the small side, but he's got a big ability to be a service dog. And so I'm encouraging you, if you haven't done the school, you need to do the school. If you're having questions about how to train your dog, go to the school. If you're having questions about whether you can train a 2-year-old dog, go to the school. I'm seeing that a lot in the other groups. Can I train my 2-year-old dog? If your dog has a potential to be a service dog, yes, you can train your 2-year-old dog. The old saying that old dogs can't learn new tricks is not true. Because I've been around a German Shepherd this past 2.5 years. And I have worked with her a little bit to where she's picked up some things. And I'm noticing that she's picked up some things since I've had Osher. So I can tell you, a 2-year-old dog can be taught if you're willing to put forth the effort. And if you have the right tools. And there's no tool better than Training Your Own Full Potential Service Dog by Leila Sullivan. And the school, oh my word, the school, and I have to tell you this, my self-esteem has taken a really bad beating. I'm having a good day today because of other things, so you don't see it as much. But even in previous videos, if you look, you will see I'm not near as confident as I'm exuding. Today, I'm in a better place, so I can be a little more me. But one of the things that I can tell you is you won't go through that school without it impacting you. You just can't do it. If you can go through that school without it impacting you, then you have closed yourself off from being impacted. My personal belief and opinion of things is that everything I do in life, everything that happens to me in life, even the abuse that I deal with now, there is a lesson for me to learn. There is something in me that my father wants to deal with. There is something in me that needs to change. Now, all of this stuff can apply, or only one of them can apply. But there is never a situation to where there is not something to learn. That's the bottom line. And when I'm looking at Osher and we're using the techniques that we use in the school, and I'm asking him in the most gentlest of ways to learn and to serve me. And then I look at the ways that even what we see in the world now about serving each other, about needing something from each other. There's a lot of need displayed right now in the world. But you can go about demanding that need, or you can ask for that need to be met. And asking Osher to learn these things so that he can meet my need is light years away from the way I was taught. And so it has really affected me. I probably got the cream of the crop on the trainers. Sorry, everybody else, but Mary is my trainer, and I'm here to tell you, I know it was I say Yahuwah instead of God, okay? It was a Yahuwah thing. It was a God thing. He set that up. And I know that. Because I'm a difficult person, number one. And she has an ability to deal with me. And the difficulty person comes from the complex PTSD and the abuse. But she can talk in a way that calms me. She can talk in a way that connects things. And so I know she was handpicked for me, and he did the picking. So anyway, I'm being kind of long-winded and probably redundant. But I really want to say that if you have not considered the school, I wish you would. If you financially cannot do it, reach out, let the trainers know, work with them, they'll work with you. There's scholarships available. They've been running specials that are available. You can do this. You can do this. Any cost that they do expect from you is so minimal and so easy to be worked with that there is no reason why everybody in this group cannot attend this school. And I'm here to tell you, and I have no real proof to back this up, except for my instinct, except for the history I have with having trained other dogs with different techniques. I can almost tell you without a shadow of a doubt, if you took your fully trained service dog through this program that you've never done before, that your fully trained service dog would benefit from it as well as you. Just throwing it out there. Anyway, that's Eliza's input on Osher's YouTube channel. He can't do the talking. Somebody's got to do the talking. And I was built for that. Bye.